At the Multi-Gen Mindset Institute, we study the structures beneath human behavior, the patterns behind success, and the laws that govern personal transformation. Welcome to the Institute.
Like and share to change a life.
So every time you ask for something, you're not asking for the thing. You're asking to become the version that can have that thing. And that's what we don't recognize, and that's why we struggle when the universe gives us challenges and distractions, because we're saying, I want this, and the universe is saying, you become this and you'll have this naturally. So the reason why challenges come to you is it's inviting you to become the kind of person you need to be to have that in which you seek. You say, I want to be a good husband. I want a wholesome relationship. I want a relationship with a good woman. I want to build something. Next thing you know, you're at the gym and 3 girls walk up to you and start flirting with you and asking for your number, because it's a like kind. When you ask for to become a thing, to have a thing, right? Then the challenge comes in like kind. And that's how you recognize the challenges. And you begin to dance with them and you begin to laugh and say no. And the next thing you know, the real thing shows up, because you've given counterfeits. And that's what happens, is when I say like kind, I mean a counterfeit. Right? You say, I want to be a good, strong husband. And guess what? The universe is saying, so do you want to be a good husband, or do you want to be a playboy? You're not asking for the thing. You're saying, universe, make me the person. Make me the person that can naturally have that thing. The universe is a just universe, so it's not going to do that. You have to earn that in which you seek. And earning means becoming, right? So the business deal, whatever it is, you become inside the version that can easily have that, and then it pops in. And sometimes that's how manifestation and becoming works. And the distractions are what's here to challenge you, because every time you say no, every time you disagree with what is and agree with what you want and say no, it strengthens you. So welcome your challenges. These come to us in life when we set out to achieve or become something more than what we already are. There's a piece of you that is a God there's a God version of you inside. And every single day, this God in you, the God version of you, the spiritual version of you, wakes up with the natural essence to grow and to become more. It's unnatural for you to not grow and not to become and not to seek something greater and not to read the next book and go on the next date and start the next business and go on the next sales call. And it's natural for you to get bigger and bigger and better and better. And when you're not in a natural flow and progression of getting better and better and better, you start to feel stagnant. You start to feel behind. You start feeling like something's pulling you behind, something's holding you down, or you're suppressed. You start feeling like there's something against you. There's a force against you. The universe is collaborating to make things hard for you, right? And if you were to study your life, going all the way back until today, and look at the ups and downs, and look at the times of the ups and downs, what you were asking for in those times, you'll notice a correlation between when you're seeking to become something great and you're really motivated and you're really going after a thing, that's also at about the same time that the hard turmoil comes in. What I have seen in my life is that I'll be cruising along and then something will come up, some desire, some knowing that I want something different. I want to move to a new city. I want to get back to the gym. I want to get into a relationship, write a new book, build a new business. Something prompts me, inspires me to do or create something different than what is. Now I'll get that inspiration and I'll get that desire, and I'll start getting vision for it. I'll start seeing the thing is real. I'll start seeing the meaning and sewing in the meaning behind why this thing is important for me in my life, whether it's a new truck, an RV, a different gym, a new city, whatever it is. The one constant that we can always rely on is change. And the thing about change is it comes to help, not to hurt. It comes to build, not to break down. It comes to strengthen you and not to weaken you. And when you look at your life and you understand that the resistance that comes to you is your friend. It is your helper. The broken relationships, the pain, the alcoholism, all of those things were given to you as thorns in your side because of the perfect ingredient of the soul identity that you are. And these unique challenges to shape you into the person that your highest self is becoming. There's a scripture in the text that say God will complete that in which he started in you. And there's another scripture that says God knows the plans that he has for you, and plans to give you hope in a future, and plans to not harm you. There's another verse in the text that say that whether you turn from the left or to the right, there will be a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." When we look at all these scriptures and the dances of our lives and how God comes in them and comes out of them, and problems come and solutions come, and we start looking at all of this and the purposes behind it, you get a deeper sense of meaning behind the struggles that you're going through. A flat tire is no longer a flat tire, it's guidance. A broken relationship is no longer a broken relationship and a failure. It's an invitation to see how you can become better and where you need the change, and how you mistreated somebody and how you didn't see something correctly, and how you can be a better person for the next relationship, and how to go back and make things right as best as you can with that person. Invitations are how life greets us every morning. And as we move through each day, the universe is going to bring invitations for you to lose your faith, invitations for you to get upset, invitations for you to get into a lower vibration. And the greatest invitation is to give up on your dream. Because since we live in a universe of polarity, and since we live in a universe where all things are equal, and since we live in a universe where as unfair as everything seems, it's perfectly balanced and fair, and that in 1,000 years, 2,000 years, 3,000 years, the people that are living individual 80 to 90 to 100-year lives right now, within that life and after, everything will be accounted for. There will be a life review at the end of every life, and that person will be shown all of the people that they hurt, and they will be caused to feel the exact pain or more, whether in this life or the next or in the life review of everything that they've done. And that's why there's a scripture that says, "Take not vengeance, for it is the Lord's." Vengeance is actually named in the Bible. It is a real thing, and although vengeance may feel like it comes from a low vibration, vengeance is paired with justice. And in a weird way, justice needs an arm to do its work, right? Justice is the principal law, right? That if you break a heart, your heart will be broken. You will reap the seeds that you sow in like kind. Okay? You love, you'll be loved. You support, you'll be supported. You encourage, you'll be encouraged. This is the law of polarity. It's the law of the mirrored universe. And you live in the mirrored universe. Everything is mirrored. What you are is mirrored back to you. If you're angry and upset, you walk into a restaurant, the hostess may treat you angry and upset because that's what you're beaming off of you. Your body is a device for transmitting into the universe all kinds, and into your environment is what I mean. All kinds of feelings and thoughts and vibrations, right? So people can feel you before you say hi. They can feel you before they see you almost. We are told in the ancient texts to merge with the current as-is environment that we're in. To merge with it, as one with it, accepting it, appreciating it for all its good, its bad, its ugly, and its flaws. Right? That we're led by our tone and our vibration. If we're angry, we're upset, we're hurt, we're in blame, we're in victimhood. Well, that is the channel that we're in, and so we're going to blast out and from that channel at the top of our lungs every day that we live and everybody that we meet. So the reason why challenges come to you is it's inviting you to become the kind of person you need to be to have that in which you seek. Without a challenge to become, you could never have that thing. And it's as simple as understanding that when you go to the gym and you say to yourself that I want to lift that 225-pound bench press. That you understand that until you do the work and you do the work and you lift 100 and you do it 15 times, and then you lift 110 and you do it 15 times, and then you lift 120 and you do it 15 times. And then you work on this month after month after month and building the infrastructure of your body to support that weight. Every muscle, every ligament, the bone density will thicken. Your joints will get stronger incrementally. If somebody were to drop to 225 pounds right on top of you with no prior training, it'll break and rip your muscles and break your bones, because the infrastructure hasn't been created yet to support and love and hold the thing in which you're seeking. So why would the universe give you something that will not only hurt you, but also destroy whatever it is that it gives you? The universe is a just universe, so it's not going to do that. You have to earn that in which you seek. And earning means becoming. And when we say, I want to be a good husband, I want to be a strong father, okay, well, the universe is going to give you challenges to say no to in order to prove that you truly want to be the man that is a very good husband. Because he behaves in a certain way. He sees life in a certain way. He protects his woman in a certain way. He protects his relationship. He protects his kingdom. He has his priorities in certain areas. He's not out having one-night stands. He's in the gym. He's in the library. He's in the coaching institutes. He's in the church. He's with wholesome friends that are calling him to higher places. He's built an environment, whether a home of some kind, for a woman to join him in. When a woman says, I want to be a good wife and I want to be a strong mother, she's inviting the universe to challenge her in order to become that. And without that challenge, it's that specific challenge that's going to come to her and strengthen her to be that good wife. You know, it's funny to me that in my past, when I talk about challenges and distractions, what I find is that there's similarities in the challenge according to that in which I see. So for example, you say, I want to save $10,000. Next thing you know, there's going to be invitations and invitations and invitations to spend. You say, I want to save $10,000. And then the next day, one of your friends asks you to spend $500 to drive to Vegas and back. Something that wouldn't have normally come up, but that invitation would cause you to spend $1,000, or that $500 that you could put in your savings. You say, I want to be a good husband. I want a wholesome relationship. I want a relationship with a good woman. I want to build something. Next thing you know, you're at the gym and 3 girls walk up to you and start flirting with you and asking for your number, because it's a like kind. When you ask for to become a thing, to have a thing, right? Then the challenge comes in like kind. And that's how you recognize the challenges. And you begin to dance with them and you begin to laugh and say no. And the next thing you know, the real thing shows up, because you're given counterfeits. And that's what happens, is when I say like kind, I mean a counterfeit, right? You say, I want to be a good, strong husband. And guess what? The universe is saying, so do you want to be a good husband or do you want to be a playboy? Like kind. You reap the seeds that you sow. So when you sow a prayer, that's a seed. When you sow a prayer, that's a seed. And you're going to get like kind back in return. And they're all going to be counterfeits. Remember what the enemy did. What the devil did was always counterfeit God. He showed up as the angel of light, right? So there's a like kind, and the enemy brings the lower version of you is going to want to select counterfeits. It's going to want to cut the corners, right? It's going to want to cut corners. And those corners are his lack of faith. It's lack of ethics, of not holding out until the thing that you want really shows up. And that's where we all end up in relationships we shouldn't be in, apartments that we shouldn't have rented, cars that we shouldn't have bought, right? Friendships that we shouldn't have had, businesses that we shouldn't have opened, right? You know, I got invited into a business deal recently that I ended up saying no to, because it was a cutting of a corner. And so when we say, I want to be the universe looks at you and measures you up and down and says, okay, this is my son and this is my daughter. My daughter and my son just asked me to become a great business leader, a great church leader, a great husband, a great father, a great brother, a great friend, to be wealthy, to have things, and to be. So the universe, God, is looking at you and what you're asking. And it's saying, okay, well, my son and my daughter just asked to become this. You didn't ask for a thing. You didn't ask for a new car. You asked to become the type of person that can pay for, afford, and have the credit to get the new car or pay cash, right? So every time you ask for something, you're not asking for the thing. You're asking to become the version that can have that thing. And that's what we don't recognize, and that's why we struggle when the universe gives us challenges and distractions, because we're saying, I want this, and the universe is saying, you become this and you'll have this naturally. And that's the corner cutting that I'm talking about. We fail to do the work to become, the long range to become, right? The long range to say no, and to say no, and no, I'm not going to go on a casual date with you, ma'am. Thank you. No, I'm holding out for a wife. It's to the friend, no, I'm not going to go to Vegas with you. I want $10,000 of my security savings. It's saying no to the pulls to get off your journey. You were shown a vision, you were given an inspiration and a desire to become and have a certain thing. And then, so that's the divine inspiration that's inside of you. That's the higher version of you that you're being invited to become. And then you recognize this and you become aware of the change that you want, and then you begin to ask for it. The universe says, okay, great. Now I've guided him. He's now aware that he wants something different. And now he's praying for it. Now he's asking for it. Well, you're not asking for the thing. You're saying, universe, make me the person. Make me the person that can naturally have that thing, that it will come to me naturally, because I will create a deficit in the universe of the person I become. Because I'm going to become such a good husband before being a husband that woman will just come naturally, right? So the business deal, whatever it is, you become inside the version that can easily have that, and then it pops in. And sometimes that's how manifestation and becoming works. And the distractions are what's here to challenge you, because every time you say no, every time you disagree with what is and agree with what you want and say no, it strengthens you. So welcome your challenges, welcome the road bumps, and you'll be guided along your way.
Like and share to change a life.
At the Multi-Gen Mindset Institute, we study the structures beneath human behavior, the patterns behind success, and the laws that govern personal transformation. Welcome to the Institute.